The guy you're looking at here dropped out of college to run a business teaching people how to graduate from college and makes 2K a month doing so. It might not sound like much, but one of the best things about being a digital nomad is you can build these money printing machines while living in a country that still sells eggs for under $5, meaning you can take advantage of this once-in-a-lifetime global loophole all without dealing with bosses, deadlines, and a pesky HR department. Unfortunately, that's easier said than done. You won't get there by reading the 4-hour workweek alone, and for most of us, it takes some hard work and maybe a little bit of luck. But with the right framework, you have a better chance of trading in your current situation with one you could only dream of. In this video, I will show you what it takes to unlock this new lifestyle so you can check off staring at waterfalls off your bucket list. But first, we need to make the distinction between remote work and being a digital nomad. Obviously, the easiest and quickest way to get out would be to try to keep the job you already have. This might not itch the freedom scratch from a solopreneur perspective, but if you're looking for a quick travel high, this will do the trick. The problem is, most companies are against having a world traveler on their payroll. It could be because your boss has 3 kids, pays 9% interest on his RAV4, and wants you to suffer the same fate as him. Or more likely, they just don't want to deal with your confusing tax situation, when all the other NPCs you work with don't give them this kind of headache. Either way, it's usually a no-no if you ever bring it up. My unofficial advice would be not to tell your employer in the first place and live a life of secrecy. Remember, ignorance is bliss, and all you would really have to do is get a VPN Wi-Fi router and hide your location during work hours. As long as you don't have any mega chad working in your IT department, they shouldn't be the wiser. And if they ever do find out, you can just claim you didn't know, as most companies haven't put an international work clause in their employees' contract yet. The only problem with this is you can't flex on your high school friends back home when you're constantly living in the shadows, and your work hours will most likely be shit. This leads us to the most logical path, and that's to ditch your current job to become a real digital nomad. And there are a few different paths you can take to do just that. This might lead to decision fatigue, but thankfully the other day, I stumbled upon a cool YouTube channel that promised the easiest path to become a millionaire online. They were even nice enough to provide a course to walk me through it. Wait, but now I'm watching this video, and the guy says he has the best method. Before I get too overwhelmed, I should probably take a step back and see what these nice guys are really trying to say. A common theme here is helpful product equals money, and it just so happens that their product is selling me a course on this exact concept. I could be wrong, but one thing I know for certain is people online love to draw cool diagrams explaining the different paths to make money online, and that's something we can work with. It seems to all boil down to 3 main areas. Number 1, freelancing, bringing the skills you already have in web design, programming, writing, or whatever, and doing them for clients on a case-by-case basis. This is good if you've already spent $60,000 in 4 years of your life becoming an expert in an in-demand field. The second option is to become a creator, building out your social media presence on platforms that actually pay you, posting some sort of content that resonates with a certain audience. That way you can bleed them dry with 30-second mid-roll ads, sponsorships, and some sort of related product. Or the third option is to become an old-fashioned entrepreneur making a physical or digital product. The thing that most gurus online won't tell you is it really doesn't matter which path you go down, because you'll end up doing all 3 of these anyways. Maybe if you already have clients, you can avoid whoring yourself out on social media, but that's probably not the case. And that means choosing your path isn't as important as the product itself. Pocahontas had a reboot that made it the top-selling movie of all time. The only thing they had to do was change the setting to space, add weird alien sex, and call it Avatar. The cool thing is, we can use this exact framework to select the products we want to sell. Now, the best way to break down this winning formula is same product plus different execution equals money. Because a wallet is cool, but when it's made of carbon fiber, it's a lot cooler. And a travel YouTube channel is cool, but if you have a hot girl, it's a lot cooler. The 3 questions you should always be asking yourself when thinking of a product to sell is, do you care? Do other people care? And can you make it unique? If you can answer yes to all of these questions, then you're ready to tackle the biggest hurdle of starting a new business, which is getting your idea in front of people who actually care. If you're rich, you can pay for advertisement or pay influencers to pretend to use your product, But if you're poor, you'll have to do some sort of organic marketing, usually on social media like Instagram, YouTube, or TikTok. If you end up being a creator, then this will be the content you post anyways. So congratulations on killing two birds with one stone. Now that you know not to start moving forward without a concrete marketing plan, let's talk about choosing the optimal tools in your entrepreneurial tool belt. It doesn't matter if you use Shopify or WordPress for e-commerce, Udemy or School for hosting a course, or go high level for a pyramid scheme. Nobody cares about your tools as long as they receive a useful product. A buddy of mine owns a jewelry store and earns $300K a year sourcing things from China and adding them to a Shopify store. Before we go and shame him as a dropshipper, if you actually look at import logs from the old shipping yard, big businesses are essentially doing the same thing. The point is, he might be using Shopify, Alibaba, and Stripe as his tools of choice, but he only uses these tools to solve a specific problem his business runs into. Working back from your issues will show the tools you need to keep your business from being a statistic. If you want to start a newsletter, you would find a platform with income capabilities in mind, find automated workflows, and use a payment provider that hopefully won't freeze your assets. If you want to start selling products on Amazon, you would find a supplier overseas, negotiate a competitive price, and figure out how to ship these products directly to a fulfillment center. Problems to solve are a good thing to have. It means you know the right questions to ask Google. In those moments, you start to spiral in a void of self-doubt. The thing is, with any direction you take, there are going to be some trade-offs. And with that, there will be a point where you think you fucked up. You might come across a video where someone posts a few brain rot shorts and makes thousands of dollars doing so. This giving you a funny motivational feeling in your chest that you interpret as God trying to give you a sign. Unfortunately, nobody likes to hear it, but consistency is actually the key to success. When you understand that these shiny new opportunities are just lateral moves, as there is nothing really wrong with your current business model, you can better ignore them. And if you can do that long enough, you'll start to see your monthly income cross that $1,000 mark. That might not seem like much, but you can get a $4 a night hostel in Bali, eat bakso, purchase your ticket with 8 firm monthly payments, and still have enough money left over for the medication to treat whatever you got from eating bakso. Don't worry, because your old lame friends back home won't even know the struggles you're going through. You can easily hide them with deep cultural posts or a picture of your laptop open at a trendy cafe. Not only that, your business is about to skyrocket with the new network of highly motivated nomads you happen to share a room with. After all, you are the 5 people you spend the most time with, and one of them is a life coach, so you have nothing to worry about. Congratulations, you're now living the dream Anthony Bourdain always wanted from you.